Dave, we've begun.
We have. I was about to do my clippy claps.
Nope.
Nope.
No clippy claps.
Who are you?
You're Dave. I'm Ian.
That's right.
This is Apex Adjacent.
Yep.
We don't have time to waste today.
Packed show.
We got a lot to do. Got a lot of things and the places and the things with the guys to talk about.
Yep.
I drove some cars this week.
Yes, you did. I'm just going to start sharing a browser right away because you load us up with some pictures, buddy.
Hold that thought.
Oh,
because
fine.
I drove two interesting cars and one extraordinarily uninteresting car.
Okay.
I'll start with the uninteresting one because I want to get it out of the way.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way.
Because I got some thoughts about it.
Okay.
I went to my local car rental place. I rented a car to do this long road trip from here to Santa Fe to Oklahoma City with my family. And we went to that classic spring break destination,
Oklahoma City.
OKC.
Yeah. Where all the hip kids go.
It's true.
Uh-huh.
It's true. It's where they filmed Dad's Gone Wild. Which is just middle-aged dudes taking naps.
Right. After mowing the lawn, just passing out.
Yeah. And they say things like, gotta air out the dogs. Take off their shoes. Anyway, so I go to pick up the rental car, and the person working at the counter was being very sweet. She was like, I think we can do an upgrade. And she was being very sweet. And I think she hadn't looked at my thing to see, like, I'm guaranteed an upgrade anyway. So she wasn't, like, doing me a favor or whatever. But I was like, okay, I'm going to roll with it.
Sure.
And then she was like, we've got a Infiniti QX60. And I was like, oh, yeah, great. Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you for all your hard work to get me this upgrade. It was the biggest pile of garbage I've ever driven in my life.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's real bad.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It was a 2020 with 50,000 miles on it.
What?
Yes.
Did like a Ong Bak or like the one like subsequent versions of you from the multiverse rent this like in adjacent timelines?
It had seen some things. By the time I got it back, there was a wheel bearing that did sound quite loud.
Okay.
But okay, so it was a 2020. No Android Auto.
Oh.
Had the worst stereo I've ever heard in a car.
Okay.
Real bad. The only good thing is that the seats are pretty comfortable.
Okay. It's a Nissan
lounge.
Pathfinder, basically.
Yes.
Right?
Which was great. It had lots of space. I mean, that's what you want in like a rental with a bunch of kids, is that you just can like stand back in the street and throw stuff in, right?
Right.
So in that way, it wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst car I've ever driven. Like, it wasn't super slow or anything. It just felt very dated, like very dated inside.
Yeah.
That steering wheel just feels like it's straight out of like the mid 90s.
Is this the same interior that we're looking at here?
Yes, except it was all black.
Okay. This is a 2017. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't
Same
change
model
shit.
year. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's the same generation.
Okay.
Man, it was disappointing. It's real bad.
Honestly, the interior looks worse than my 2006 Infiniti did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The screen's the same size.
Yes, absolutely. And about as functional.
Yeah. I mean, mine didn't do much.
Yeah. And this doesn't either. I mean, it was shocking.
Modern Infinitis are just garbage, man.
Yeah, it was not good.
Right?
Yeah, and it didn't have parking sensors.
Oh, weird. That's not good. You need that for that car.
It had a camera that was real bad, but it had no parking sensors, which was weird.
Yeah.
It was a very odd car.
Yeah.
Which I did not enjoy.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah. However, I did get to drive two very interesting cars back to back.
Okay, so we're done with the Infiniti.
Oh, I'm done. I've already forgotten about it. Why are we showing this? Why is this in front of me? So my friend Bo and his wife Steph, a few years ago bought a farm outside of Oklahoma City, and have been like raising chickens and growing vegetables and
Hell yeah.
that sort of thing. And so they needed a farm truck.
Yeah. You
And
gotta have
so
a farm truck.
Yeah. And so they bought this truck. It is a 1964 C10 stepside in the most glorious green.
The perfect patina. Look at that.
It's gorgeous. It's got a little bit of rust.
Well, yeah.
But, I mean,
it's a farm truck.
But yeah, they like doodle around on the farm with it. You know, they move stuff around with it. They take vegetables to people with it.
Okay.
They run errands with it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and he let me drive it. It's a straight 6.
Okay.
3 on the tree. Which I'd never driven a column shift car before.
I never have. Yeah.
It really wasn't hard. You know, it was not that difficult, but it was difficult to do smoothly.
Okay.
Just because it's like, I think it was more difficult to do smoothly than driving on the right hand side of the car.
Okay.
Because with that, it was still like a really familiar like motion and cadence.
Right.
But with this, it was a whole other like. It's just the throws are so much longer that you almost have to like count.
Okay.
While you're holding the clutch in, so it was really hard to do that. And obviously, this is like before any of these cars had synchros. So like I tried to downshift at one point into first. Or first was down here, and that didn't go well. I did grind the one time, but I didn't stall. And my buddy Chris was also in the car, so it was Chris
from Chris Batches
of Chris Batches fame. So me, Bo, and Chris used to always meet up together on Mondays at a bar in Oklahoma City, and that was the Monument Club. And so we all got together out of this farm and hung out. But yeah, it's just like that. So first is down and towards you.
Right.
Second is up and away.
Up and away.
Third is straight down from 2.
Okay.
And then reverse is back and up.
Okay. And yeah, like how long the throw?
I'm doing it.
Okay, so like 10 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. A foot. Okay. Wow.
And the clutch point was like really, really high, so you're also getting used to that at the same time.
Sure.
And the gearing is so strange being a 3-speed. Like I've never driven a 3-speed manual before.
Right.
So the gears are crazy long. So it's a really weird sensation to get used to. There's no tack, so you're just kind of guessing.
Right. Going off the sound. Yeah.
Yeah. But everything is that thing is so perfect. Like everything is made, like it's all hard edges, but it's crazy comfortable.
Okay.
Because everything is just made to put your arm on. Like
yes.
Every single thing, everything you touch is just an armrest.
Okay.
Like putting your arm on the window and then shifting like this as you kind of like gently hold the steering wheel.
Yes.
It feels like the most natural thing in the world. Like I did it before we left the driveway.
Okay. Yeah.
It was just so perfect.
You were driving like our elders.
Yeah. It
was like inherited. It's ingrained in your DNA, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
And then Chris was with us, and he, of course, I can say all this because I know he does not listen to this show, so it's fine. He started talking shit and heckling me from the other end of the bench seat,
as we would expect Chris to do.
As we would expect. And so he's heckling me, and then it was his turn, and it went way worse for him because he stalled it.
Okay.
I just want to rub that in, get that on the record. that I was better at doing this than he was.
We need a racing sim mod where we could drive like some old trucks, right? With a 3 on the tree. Yeah. No, that's a bucket list for me to drive a 3 on the tree. Never have. That's awesome that you got to.
So cool. And one of the reasons I brought that up is that Chris said, "Oh, this thing is just like 3 times the weight of my car," and he drives a Passat.
Okay.
Because there's no power steering.
Right.
Brakes are not assisted, and you can.
Right.
Wow, you can tell. A lot of things have to happen before any braking goes on.
Okay.
We were coming up to an intersection, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, nope, still, yep, okay, I'm gonna push more." I'm like, you really got to push him.
Okay.
But then I looked up the curb weight, and it's like 3,200 pounds.
Okay, so it's like the exact same as his Passat,
or lighter. Even.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's crazy how like there's just nothing to those old cars, right?
Right. Yeah, it's a frame and a cab and a bed.
Yeah, and I mean the engine, it's a straight 6, so you could like stand in the engine bay next to the engine.
Right.
I mean, literally you could.
Yeah.
And then you like look at the accessories, and it's just so simple. I mean, the radiator was like this big. It was tiny.
Really?
It was adorable. It was so small.
like my Abarth intercoolers?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, just about the same size.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they were it was really small.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it was just nothing to it. And you're like, oh, well, I mean, like, I'm not obviously a crazy good mechanic or anything, but like, oh, I know what all of this is. Like,
right.
This is, I can deal with this.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I loved every second of it.
Nice.
So that was on Wednesday last week. And then on Thursday, I got to drive my friend's Tesla Model 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
What battery pack?
The most opposite ends of the spectrum. It was the Tesla Model 3 dual motor, but not the performance.
Okay.
I've never driven a Tesla before.
Yeah, me neither.
It was really, really cool. It was really interesting, like very intuitive. The 1 foot, the regen, he had it like turned all the way up.
Yeah.
So that took a little getting used to.
Sure.
Yeah, like much more aggressive than the other ones that we've driven.
Okay.
So that was one thing to get used to. I was really impressed. Like the handling was really good. I took it around. I didn't get to drive it long, just kind of around some city streets and around some roundabouts and stuff.
But you still Ian'd it.
Oh, I Ian the hell out of it. I did so many launches. The acceleration, even on the non-performance, is just unworldly.
It's so weird, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it still pushes you back. It's not I don't even know if that's the fastest thing I've ever driven. Probably not, but it was still striking just how easy it is. Okay. Because there's no putting it in a mode or
it's just on tap.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Boy, yeah, you live 2 worlds in like
in 24 hours. Within 24 hours, I drove both those cars.
That's incredible.
For the first time, and it was really interesting.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre. Because I got out of the Tesla, and I had just been excited about it. And then I was like, well, 24 hours ago, I was driving the 3 on the tree.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you had to get back in your Infiniti QX60.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate the truck and the Tesla more, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, but honestly, like if I had to choose between the Tesla and the Model 3, I would have a hard time. Like they both make me happy for completely different reasons.
Yeah.
And but I kind of arrive at the same emotion, but just two wildly different ways of getting there.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It was so great.
Nice. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, really cool.
I love that you had some driving excursions. Those are some
did.
cool notches, man. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
So thank you to my friend Matt for letting me take a spin in his Model 3, and then obviously Bo,
Yeah.
you're the best.
That truck is great. What did the kids were the kids present in the truck, obviously, and were they present in the Tesla?
No, there was no
okay.
kids around for the Tesla.
Gotcha. Okay.
But we did, pile all the kids in the back because Bo and Steph also have kids.
Okay.
The same age as ours. And so we piled all 4 of them into the back of the truck and drove them around the farm.
Okay.
And they obviously loved that. So,
Of course, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like, I mean, that's like what being a kid in the Midwest is made of.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Also, he's the 4th owner of this.
Okay.
So the previous owner was a restaurant owner in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Who we sort of have sort of overlapping circles with. And then the owner before that was a car collector in Oklahoma City who I've been in his warehouse before and seen some of his ridiculously cool cars. Like he had a party for the film festival that I worked at one of his warehouses, and he had a Mira with the engine out on a hoist.
Jeez, what? Okay.
In the part, like at the part, it was in the party was happening around the dissected Lamborghini Mira.
Wow. Okay.
And like all the film people were like, "Hey, there's a car over there," and I was just like, "No, you guys don't understand."
It is the car.
Yeah. Because he had 2. He had one that was fully assembled and one that was.
Wow.
And he bought it from the original owner. He has the original window sticker and owner's manual and
way.
stuff. It's bonkers.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And I was like, if you ever sell this,
Yeah.
I will buy it from you.
Yeah. Right.
I have nothing to do with it. I
Right.
have no reason to own this, but I will buy it from
Yeah. And we will have a nice storage facility for it.
you. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Guess who's getting climate control?
Right?
Yeah.
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 It's like Ron. So while I was away, you watched Ron,
Yes.
my very elderly cat.
Yes. Mr. Squishface, Squinty
And-
boy.
He has reached the age in his life where he gets gravy.
Yep.
He gets gravy.
He gets gravy. You give him all the gravy.
You give him all the gravy. It's the gravy.
Mm-hmm.
The gravy garage for this fine gentleman here who has survived this long.
At some point in our lives, it's okay that every meal is ice cream and beer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's 39, correct?
There's COVID Dave that would have answered that and non-COVID Dave that would have answered that, Yeah. Yeah. Fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, man, I'm glad you're back. I love that you drove those in 24 hours, those 2 cars, man. Like,
It's really weird. Yeah.
yeah, right? Yeah.
It wasn't planned at all. It was just like, that's just how it worked out.
Right. And then you couldn't have done anything to further separate the worlds than if you actually hopped on a horse at one point,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, awesome. God, the color of that truck is so great. It's the nicest, baby blue, minty green. It's so nice. Yeah.
And the font on the back.
Yes, it's perfect.
The white Chevrolet, the whole thing is just
Yeah.
exactly what you want.
Right?
It's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. God. Right? I love it. Nice, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nice. That's awesome.
All right. What else are we doing today?
Man, we got a bunch of stuff. I've been busy while you were away. I found stuff on the internet that I really like. The
Internet, you say?
The internet. The intrawebs. I got to tell you, I hopped on this dude's Instagram account named Serrated Mobius.
Okay.
Is that how you pronounce that? Like the Mobius strip?
Yeah, Mobius.
It's not Moibus or anything like that.
Moibus.
Moibus.
Moibus on the strip.
So go to look up Serrated Mobius, SERRATED MOBIUS on Instagram. And you
Okay.
got to go to this guy's account. He's a Mercedes-Benz technician and a motorcycle enthusiast. Okay?
Okay.
Go to his reels. I don't know if you dip into Instagram reels very much.
A little bit.
Right.
A little bit.
They're really good if you just want to like make 3 hours of your life disappear.
Right.
Right?
Like 10 seconds at a time. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. But this is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. It's just I don't know if this is going to play or not. I don't think it'll capture the audio. We'll find out. But is that coming through at all?
No, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, it's very random, very wacky. You need to watch this guy's reels. It's really funny.
Okay.
He
I'll
talks
check it
about
out.
how changing the battery on a Mercedes GLE requires removing the front seat. Yeah, it's just chaos and it's great. So serrated
really funny.
Mobius. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've got it open.
Yeah. Ian, I want to show you a license plate, and I want to get your take, but I think I might want you just to take it in and not say anything. Okay?
Okay. And then are you providing additional information, or is this just going to be dead air for the listeners?
No, I'll describe it so that you can take it in. You know what? Would you do me a favor? Do you have a piece of paper and a pencil handy?
I can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want you to write down what you think this plate means and not tell me. Okay. And then I'm going to give you a license plate game and we're going to talk because with the help of PETA, we've uncovered a whole like vanity plate vein of weirdos.
Like a distinct subgenre of vanity plates.
Yes. Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Okay. So I'm going to show you this plate, right? You're going to take it in. All right, here we go. All right. Ian is now looking at an Acura MDX black, fairly new, right? The license plate just says WETPPL. I'll read that. Right. So no, be quiet. I want you.
Bad, no matter how you read it.
I want you to write down just what you think it means, and then seal it away. And you're going to show the listeners after we play a license plate game. Okay. All right. Again, you guys need to see this on YouTube because it's unfucking believable. But the license plate is WETPPL. So Ian, have you written anything down? I'm taking it down so you can't look at it anymore.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and I'm going to get the license plate game ready for you. So you've got a license plate game, Ian.
I have a license plate game, and I'm feeling pretty good about what I wrote down on the thing.
Okay.
Already.
Okay. All right. So here, you take this in. I'll narrate.
Okay.
Right. So up top, we've got a Nissan Versa. All right.
Yeah, and I can already tell that Nissan Versa, that license plate is the Virginia No Step on Snake license plate.
Okay, maybe there's a reason that your boy only blocked out part of it.
Very familiar with that, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
No Step Snake. Okay. All right, then we've got a Toyota 4Runner like we have in Colorado.
Yep.
Right? It's got the ladder on the back in case you need to scramble up to the roof. Uh-huh.
Oh boy, I already see what's coming next.
And then lastly, we got this buddy in a Subaru Impreza. Okay. He's got the Colorado, is that an AR-15 silhouette? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Colorado AR-15 silhouette. Yeah, and listeners that are not watching this, it has the Colorado flag inside the silhouette of an AR-15. Big sticker on his bumper, about 1.5 feet long. Got an eagle up on the windshield, or on the back window. Oh, this one's called, I forgot to give you the title. This one's called, I fucking love America. I love America. I love America, Ian. I love America.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
I love America. And the plates, Ian, tell the people what the plates are.
What the hell, people?
WTHEPPL.
Yep. Radcal.
Uh-huh.
And then Patriot.
Uh-huh.
P8 Trio T.
Yep. P8 try OT. Try for overtime. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I love America.
Yeah. I just want to point out, first of all, all foreign cars.
Uh-huh. Yep. Nissan's made in Tennessee, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Subaru might be made in the U.S. as well. I don't
Yes.
know. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All Japanese marquees.
Just funny to me.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say Radcal is the Subaru
Okay. Why would that Subaru be Radcal?
because of guns and caliber,
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Gotcha.
which leaves then the dark horse of the Forerunner
Mm-hmm.
and the Virginia with no step on snake. So I think
Yep.
Patriot is the Versa.
Okay. All right.
Because I feel like We the People is a slightly more, like, that's more owned by the liberal end of the Super Patriots.
Okay.
And
Okay.
calling yourself Patriot is
Right.
more owned by the no step on snake folks.
There you go. Right.
So
yeah.
I'm
Like.
gonna say Patriot top, what the hell people next, and then Radcal on the bottom.
Okay. All right. For the what the hell people, what do you think it really means?
Is it not We the People? Is it what?
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it means We the People,
Right.
but it's just confusing because they weren't the first ones with that idea.
Right.
And so
Right.
rather than think of a new idea, they
Right.
just did that idea with worse execution.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I think.
Okay, so run it through me again. You think that the bottom one is Radcal, the Subaru Imprezza's
Yes.
Radcal. Okay.
Yes.
What's the middle one that you think again?
We the People.
Okay, and then that leaves the Nissan with the Patriot.
Yeah,
Okay, are you ready for the answers?
I am ready.
Do you want to change anything?
No.
Well, you should have. You got one right though.
I see.
So the Radcal with the "Don't tread on me," they're using the snake like an A. Radical.
Also not how you spell radical.
Right. But you know that's what they were going for. And thank you, PETA, for the We the People license plate.
Yeah.
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 So Ian.
So going back to our soggy friend from earlier.
So I first saw that Nissan that I sent you, and PETA and I were talking about some other stuff, and you know,
Acura.
yeah, yeah, thank you, the Acura. I'll send PETA a plate, you know, that I see just because, you know, right? I can't send it to you because you're going to see it soon, right? So this one, Wet People. Right? I was driving along and I'm like, what the fuck is this person on about? And PETA replied back, he's like, maybe they're a swim coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then PETA sent in that Toyota from the game, which is obviously, like you said, a poor execution of We the People.
Yeah.
They're not the first person with that idea, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when it clicked into place for Wet People here, that they got an even worse version of that, right?
Yeah.
So there's this whole genre of like license plate America humpers that are really trying to get across the point that they love, apparently, the Constitution, right? The parts that they like, right?
Yeah.
And-
Would you like to see what I wrote?
Yes. Let's see what you wrote.
All right, you probably won't come across, but I'll read it.
Oh, no, it was showing up. Yeah.
It says, "We the people, but all I see is wet people. Sex question mark?"
You got it right. So guess what? You get bonus points for the vanity plate game because you got yes, you got the bonus question correct.
There we go. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that there were points in this game that we were keeping track of. I must be doing terribly.
Oh yeah, you're doing very poorly.
Yeah. You owe me money at this point.
yeah. You didn't know that there was $100 on each one of these.
What? Oh god.
Yeah. So wet people. Yeah. We the people. I love people that are so dedicated towards like giving the government extra money to broadcast their identity that they're swinging and missing this hard when like somebody just like drives by and sees wet people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they're libertarian and they want to tell people that they're libertarian by giving the government extra money that they don't have to.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
pretty
you.
funny to me.
That is one of my favorite things that happens in our society.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. While they
great.
drive on public infrastructure.
Charities would have done that anyway. It's fine.
With vehicles that meet national safety standards.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dying in a 5-mile-an-hour crash for freedom, Dave.
That's
For
right.
freedom.
That's right. Yeah. Heaven forbid you have an airbag cuck you from death. Uh-huh. Yep. So there you go. There you go.
Well, that was excellent. Thank you. I feel soggier already.
Yeah, right. So thank you. Thank you for going on that tangent with me, Ian.
That was funny.
Right.
So you did some garage thingies.
I did, Ian. I need you to sanity check me. I think I may have had the first thing break on the Fiat since I put it back together, broke it, and then put it back together again.
Okay,
I think
so this is the first non-self-induced breakage.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think so. I want you to sanity check me
I think that's right.
Yeah, okay. I was at Home Depot the other day buying my freedom, just getting yard tools and stuff like that. And of course I'm in the Fiat because that's the Aaron Nugget, right? Mm-hmm. And I go to pop the hatch with the keychain and it doesn't do anything. And my little ginger hand doesn't do anything to pop the rear hatch.
Okay.
And so I, put the stuff in the back through the passenger side and, go home and read up on the interwebs. Turns out Fiat used a wiring harness, like this section of the wiring harness is just a touch too short for the rear hatch wiring.
Oh, I fucking love it already.
Right?
So they said we could fix it, or we could get another bottle of wine,
right,
and just stretch it.
So the wires are under stress, and the jackets, the insulation on the wires pops off and cracks and stuff, right? Like wires under stress, bad, right? Yeah. And so I was explaining this to my wife in that, like, she's like, why on earth? And I'm like, think about each millimeter of like copper wire across like 500,000 vehicles. Cause there's, it's someone's job or an entire department to figure out exactly how much they can skimp on the copper going into the car, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to just like put extra slack in the wiring.
Well, and it's worse than that because then when they realized that it was too short, then that's not only extra wire, that's 2 more connectors.
Right.
That they have to then build and harness up or whatever. So
right.
It's not like, yeah.
So you can't just replace this. You have to cut it, solder in new wire, cover it with, waterproof
shrink
stuff.
And all that.
Yeah. Right. Or Italian, so it's like fusilli pasta loaded in there.
You just pour some Chianti on it. It's fine.
Yes. Lasagna noodles. Yes. But this is what the rear hatch wiring looked like. Look at all the cracks and exposed wiring. Like, that's a fun little scorch mark right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no wonder the rear hatch wasn't working. And the rear hatch used to be kind of slow. Like I'd hit the little membrane switch and it'd be like, okay. Right. And now that I've fixed it, it's fast as hell because it's not shorting on anything.
Nice. So what'd you do to fix? You just spliced in another section of wire and made it longer, or what?
Yep. I have an assortment of wires kicking around, and for this large black one here, the added length of the connector, the butt connector crimp was enough, right? But for some of the other ones, the green one and the black one there, I soldered in some additional wire.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what else is included in this harness? Is brake lights, tail lights, reverse lights, that sort of stuff, or
no? So right, because all that has to stay on fixed body panels.
Oh, right.
Okay. Yep. Okay. This is just the rear hatch
for the hatch itself. So it's the license plate light.
Yep. The switch.
Wiper.
The motor to do washer fluid.
Sure. Okay.
License plate holder lights. Yeah. Okay. I was like, how many wires do I need for this hatch? And then I'm looking at the stuff and I'm like, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Like more than you would think. Right.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's really funny though, that it was just a little too short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
And so these wires are under stress, and over time, this is what happens. So
I love you, Italians.
Right.
Never change.
So I think this is on
what, they looked damn good while they were stretching it though.
Right.
They were dressed well.
Yep.
They were looking forward to a very stylish lunch.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I need the whiteboard, 0 days without a Fiat, breakdown. I mean, it's been good. I put, well over 1,000 miles on it by now, so. Yeah. If as far as failures go, the ones that let me drive home, I'm good with it.
Right.
Yeah. When I was coming home from Home Depot, the rear hatch just would click, 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 and then the car went into limp home mode.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah. That's less rosy of a picture.
Ian, limp home mode in this car still lets you have 6 pounds of boost.
Oh, that's funny.
They're like, we're not monsters.
What was the message on the dash?
None. No check engine light. Just straight limp home mode.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Very good.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I didn't notice until I had driven 3/4 of a mile that it was in limp home mode.
Amazing.
Right? Yep. So, I know, right? Love it. But besides working on my own Fiat, our buddy Peter came down, stayed with my wife and I for an evening, and we did a completely new exhaust system on his Audi S4.
Oh.
Yes, so he went with the ECS exhaust.
Oh, so head or back?
Cats.
Cat back.
Yeah, cat back.
Oh,
yeah.
Cat back. Okay.
But it gets rid of resonator and has cutouts, remote operated cutouts.
Yes. I am in favor of whatever. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Is it a big weight differential as well?
It's close to the same. Yeah, okay. Not too bad. The ECS stuff, amazing quality. So good.
I've had really good luck with that stuff. It's spendy, but it usually works.
Right.
It's usually pretty good. I mean, yeah. I have ECS brakes and I have ECS exhaust tips and some other things. Yeah. Yeah, right.
Those sweet black chrome tips that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it took us, a day to do it. Here's our boy working on it. I've never done a complete exhaust system. I've only done the Vigan, and stuff where when there's one pipe, it's pretty easy to get it pointed where you want the tip to line up, right?
Right.
Because you each kind of clamp, you have an opportunity to twist a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. And all that stuff will determine where your exhaust truly hangs, right?
Right.
And Peter said that the guy at ECS, that the sales guy that he talked to on the phone, said that he had an S4 like Peter's, had the same exhaust, and recommended the one without the resonator, right?
Okay.
And so that's what PETA did. He also had the resonator just in case we needed to put that in, but we went no resonator. He was trying to figure out what we were going to install. I'm like, we have to install the no resonator first. Like, you can't have that and not try it, right?
Yeah.
Right. But the sales guy said that he had an issue with one of the hangers hitting the drive shaft.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
Yeah. And so he was like, just look out for that. And so PETA and I are doing this exhaust, and we're like, around the drive shaft, there's a ton of clearance. And we're like, how did this guy, like, what did he do? Like, how bad did he mess this up? Right.
Uh-huh.
And so we get everything buttoned up, and it's looking good. The flaps are working. It's a larger diameter exhaust also than what he had on there before.
Sure.
The flaps are working. That's not what I want to show you yet. Here you go. Here's, it won't play the first start video. That's okay. We drive it around. It sounds great. There's no drone. PETA loves it. And, the flaps, it comes with like a little garage door opener looking thing or key fob, right?
Oh, cool. Okay.
And since it's just like a garage door opener, like frequency stuff, you can program your home link buttons to do the flaps.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. So you don't have to have the fob. So that's what PETA did. Right.
Nice.
And then I think maybe, PETA went home, that night, and, the next morning, I can't remember. And then I think a day or two later, PETA sends me a text, and he's like, with just like this picture here with his drive shaft with a very distinct mark on it from the exhaust hitting it.
Oh, wow.
And what we didn't realize is that when
Drive shaft flexes.
No. Well, yeah, but like when we did it, the wheels were off the ground because it was on the quick jack. So the suspension's hanging lower, right? So like you said, the drive shaft was...
Right, because the diff is lower.
Right. So we have way more clearance than you actually would when it's sitting on the ground. So it's important to do this to check everything on a 4-post lift or to check it after it's been on the ground.
Yeah.
Right. So he had to grind one of the exhaust hangers a little bit to get some extra clearance.
Okay.
Yep. He said it was super noticeable, and thankfully he was only like a mile from home, and he could find like a position on the throttle that was coincidentally like almost full send that made it go away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Right.
So it sounds really good though.
It sounds awesome. And like when the flaps are open, he sent a video of the valves opening. Damn it. It won't play in Chrome. Son of a bitch. I can share VLC and we can do it in there. It sounds mean, man. It sounds really mean.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, is that sound coming through for you? No?
It sounds like something was happening, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind today when PETA recorded the video. But here, let me see if I can share.
I was hearing the wind, yeah.
Gotcha. Let me see if I can share VLC and you can see the flaps open because that's kind of cool. Cutouts are a whole trip, man. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, here we go. I don't know if the sound will come through, but you'll at least see the valves. Yeah, there they are. So there's one that's always open, the muffled one on the outside, and the inner one that is valved.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and it operates off vacuum pressure, so you kind of have to hit it and then give it some gas to give it the vacuum pressure.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's cool. I mean, that's basically what I had on my car stock, and then I had the switch.
Right.
Remember for a while in my car?
Yeah, the 3-position switch. Yeah.
You could get the switch to mess with it, and then I got rid of it. But yeah, super cool.
And when you had the switch, was that just a modification to factory exhaust?
Yep.
Yeah, because it had the flaps from the factory, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a cutout. It was more of like a baffle.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
because it used the same exit either way. So
Gotcha.
I think the cutout is like basically you're creating a different exit than normal.
Yes.
Whereas, like,
Bypassing a muffler, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
It's cool though.
Yeah. So it was fun working on that with PETA. Yeah. We learned an important lesson about exhaust positioning,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah.
It says here you figured out why some Mustangs crash, and I always assumed it was the driver.
Ian, well, first of all, you're right. We're just unraveling mysteries. We're unraveling like wet people mysteries tonight.
Wet people.
Yep, wet people. Yeah. So I was in traffic the other day, and I look over, and there's a blue Ford Mustang next to me, and this is the dude's windshield. Like, I don't know if you can see how fucking skimmed over that is. This was like a 70-degree day in Denver, so it's not like condensation or fog or anything like. This is just like
wax or something.
Wax or built up vape smoke.
Maybe you just rubbed French fries all over it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man, but it was like I've never seen somebody with this clean of a car on the outside and this messy of a windshield on the inside.
Wow, that's alarming.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, clean the inside of your windshields, people.
Could it just be like a coating or something, like a anti-glare coating that looks weird?
No, you could tell like it was like, I mean, like we've been in cars that like the inside window gets greasy. Like we have to clean ours, you know?
Yeah.
Like you could tell it was just that, like, but bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Right?
You know what it could be? You could have a bad head gasket.
Okay. All right. Go on.
Or heater core.
Oh, heater core. Yep.
Right. And it's blowing
coolant. Yep.
Up onto the windshield.
Yes. Yep.
That could be it. And if that's the case, that would explain why his windows are cracked, because that would smell horrendous.
Good point. Yeah. Huh?
CSI.
Yep.
Denver.
Yep. Cracking the wet people, cracking the Mustang foggy, window.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
You know what's the wettest on the wet people?
What?
The crack.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
What's next?
Listener my eyes. I don't Listener my eyes. Ian?
Yeah.
Johnny saw some stuff and Jesse saw some stuff.
Let's see what the stuff that they saw. So I saw some stuff that they saw, and when they saw the stuff, and then I saw the stuff.
Actually, Jesse and Johnny kind of almost saw the same stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, right? So here's something Johnny saw. I'd call that a sport truck. Pink flames and a spoiler on a Dodge Dakota sport truck.
Yeah, I will say that I love the spoiler. Plus,
yeah.
No changes.
Right. No notes.
Favorite part no notes. My favorite part about this are the half-hearted attempt at the flame and the very half-hearted attempt to chalk.
Yes, that's my favorite part too. The little like deck of cards that they put behind the front wheel to try to keep it from rolling away.
Adorable little wheel chalk.
Yeah.
Ever. I like to think that the previous wheel chalk was the wing that they put on this.
Yes. And now they have to use a Sega Genesis cartridge instead.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's a really good shape, though, other than that.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I would whip that. It looks great. Yeah.
But very bizarre, though.
Johnny saw some Cavalier stuff, or saw someone sent him a Cavalier in a junkyard that is very accessorized.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's just red, white, and blue, and all kinds of weird.
Some other colors too. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff tacked on. I don't know. Yeah. Crazy hand painted wackiness.
That's the best. I mean, this is the best way to rep a Cavalier, right? I mean, clearly.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And lastly, Johnny saw this, like an OG Ghostbusters car.
Yes.
Right.
I get so excited every time I see one of those.
Well, guess what Jessie saw? She saw the Dodge Magnum in Denver that we love.
Yes, we've seen this before.
Right? Yeah. Also, got to give it up to this dude in the slammed Forester behind with the white Forester with the vintage bronze wheels.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good look. That's a good look.
I do like that generation Forester.
Right.
Especially lowered. It looks really cool.
It looks perfect. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but...
Oh, yeah, with the license plate, the Zool.
Zool license plate, right? Yep.
I forgot about that.
Thank you, Jesse, and thank you, Johnny, for sending those in. Right?
Thank you.
Yeah, no notes. Perfect. Yeah. But Ian, I think did we do a show? Is that it?
We did a car show.
You drove a bunch of cars. I fixed a bunch of cars, and I mean, I didn't do a great job with the exhaust, but then PETA fixed it. But
Well, you prefixed
yes.
the car, and then PETA fixed.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah,
He would have had
buddy.
to think of all the work he would have had to do on his own
Right?
if you hadn't prefixed it.
Oh, that's yeah. Dude, having two people for an exhaust like that when you're trying to position all that stuff, clutch.
Well, I mean, that's like when we did. I mean, a job as simple as the luggage rack or the tow rack, the tow hitch.
Yes.
That's what it's called, the tow hitch.
I was going to
On my
let you
car.
get there on your own.
Thanks.
Yeah. No problem.
But just anytime you're fiddling with something that's sort of heavy and ungainly,
Right?
it helps to have a second set of hands to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah. What did we end up putting that on a floor jack and holding it up? I think that was your
We went
idea.
through we went through a few iterations of thing. I think we ended up with floor jack, one hand. Each of us had one hand on it, and then we were just holding hands like this.
Yes. We were just clutched in a lover's embrace.
Yes. Like over the clip.
Yep. I think that was in the curt instructions for that hitch.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
Line up the holes on the crash bar, thread one bolt, and gently embrace the person next to you. That was the complete instructions. It was weird they ended after that.
Right?
Yeah. And then everything was really soggy, and my license plate said "wet people."
Oh, wet people. Oh, yep.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
what should people do if they enjoyed this besides dry themselves off?
Yes. First, get a towel.
For God's sake, people.
Please continue sending us license plates because this license plate, remember like shows and shows ago when I asked for an additional patriotic plate?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, that's seriously like at least like 20 some odd shows ago.
Yeah.
Right. Because
Someone answered the call.
my wife and I saw that plate in like New Mexico or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, like this has been a while. So keep sending us plates because they go in the hopper and we make a theme and I love it. So 720-515-1391. Text them straight over to us. Right.
We also have email.
Yep. Apex
adjacent at Gmail. You can send a pigeon. If you just send a pigeon, if you tie a license plate to a pigeon, it'll find its way to us.
Yep.
That's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the media's social, mostly Twitter.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. Subscribe on YouTube. Tell your friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We love you, everybody. Goodbye. So wet. So wet.